sweet Lisa. Oh, beautiful and amazing, sweet one. You know
Oh
how
my
much I
goodness.
love you. What?
Oh my goodness, listeners and watchers. This is the podcast We're All Psychic. I'm Lisa Russick, and somebody just told me I am wonderful and I believe her. Y'all, welcome Angelina back to the show. Would you like to say hello, Angelina?
Hi.
And
How are
Angelina,
you?
you must answer the question. You still think we're all psychic?
Oh, yes. I know we are.
Okay. So, listeners and watchers, this is a video on Spotify. And Angelina, we've talked about this before. It's really hard for some healers or whatever they do to explain what they do. And I've talked about Angelina doing moon sessions before on the podcast if you're a listener. And I used to go to them and I could never describe them to anybody. And she says, I said to her, well, I want to do a podcast with you, Angelina. And she said, well, I guess we could do a session. And I said, I was thinking, that'd be freaking fantastic for me. And and all of you guys can get a sample of what different healers do that we don't know what to name it. And hers has a lot of music. You just got to watch her. So, Angelina, would you like to let the listeners know what's going to happen?
Well,
Or you just want to dive in?
I actually never know what's going to happen until the moment strikes, really. It's,
Okay.
people come and share like where they're at, what's going on. And sometimes it just starts because I'm reading the energy or get the channeling aspects that come through. And, there might be a guide that comes in or an angelic presence. And so
Or
it's a little bit,
even galactic beings have in
yeah,
some.
that's all usually the galactic beings, they'll come in with people that I've worked with for a while. So everybody's at a different phase in their spiritual evolution. And some of us are a little bit more sensitive and have that openness. So it's always like coming with an open mind and really leaving like the outside world outside, even the judgments and all of that. I always tell people like gift yourself permission to be off duty and to really just like, it's amazing too what happens with that. Like it's just you say
It
it
is
to
like a
your
switch.
yeah, it's you feel like and then you really be centered in it with it and just kind of like let it go. Just relax. And just saying, hey, let's be authentic. No right or wrong, no judgment. Because I feel like we're always in that world of, judgment,
Absolutely.
rejection,
Especially these days. Right now. So, ooh.
and just
And
leaving a lot of the belief systems, you know, consciously saying, let's leave that outside so then we can get to the core of the person's subconscious belief systems. Because I work with the subconscious mind a lot, with the energy, and it's
see, even she can't explain it. So, Angelina, why don't you just do
it's
you?
wielding it all together. It's working within the quantum energy field. And sometimes when, people are ready and open to having like light beings appear and sensing into that, they will. Sometimes they are not 100% ready, but their soul is saying yes, and so it'll happen. And then there'll be a little bit of that fear that comes up, and we just work through the fear because I'm here to be that catalyst, but also just to bridge that gap of like
Right.
uncertainty or
Doing
going into the unknown.
it is the unknown. And this is a good
Yeah.
way to explore the unknown with Angelina because it takes you there. It takes me there.
Yeah.
Good
And just
way of
going
putting
into those other realms, well, not going into them. It's really about, I feel like the more that we connect with being present with our body and the physical and harnessing and staying open to having these awesome abilities, and working that muscle of the psychic senses, then that's when we become more masterful and being able to
Absolutely.
be present here and then perceive there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some
And
of the magic of this is that she does it through a computer. I mean, it's that you feel it, you hear it, it's amazing.
yeah. Well, it's doing the remote connection, which some people are like, it's like that for them. And some people, it takes a little bit to strengthen that psychic muscle. It's everybody's at a different phase in their experience and
Absolutely.
what they're open to. And I like to look at things as approaching it like a sphere. So it's not really like going through the levels, so to speak, but we might have to like work this side of it and then work this side of it. And a lot of it has to do with the more emotional release that we go through, working through suppressed emotions or the old past experiences that are like traumas and
Yeah,
things that
yeah.
we
That
want
did
to
help
avoid.
me. That's something the moon sessions helped me with when I did them, was dealing with a lot of triggers and traumas at the time
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
my old marriage, and then you had helped me through a lot of that just doing those moon sessions. I don't think I ever told you that, but it did heal a lot of that anger and a lot of that just like, what the hell? You know,
Yeah.
why? You know?
Yeah, so I think like some of the common things, doing like the shadow work and really like going and experiencing the void and perceiving things not as like good and bad, so to speak, but from a perception of like the working with the darkness as well as also we are the light. So really embodying our light being. Um,
Yeah.
so I'd like just a lot of different things I bring into it, and working with the energetics in that more quantum, beyond space, beyond time in infinite space, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you've experienced that, I'm sure. So we
And the
didn't
thing
ever,
is what you're describing, I had no idea what you were talking about the first time you talked to me about it. I kind of tried to imagine it. But then when I experienced it, I was like, oh, and I felt it, I felt all of it, like here energetically in my mind, everything released. I feel like a tension in my head right now because I'm thinking about a lot of stuff. So, as I talk to you, it's getting lighter, when you sing, especially, it's like all coming out. You know?
yeah, yeah, and I mean the group
It's like
sessions
an
are,
energetic pressure. It's not a headache. It's like an energetic pressure, of just being like overwhelmed by all this stuff.
the stuff you mean being in your head,
Yeah,
thinking
being
too.
in my head a lot. I've been in my head a lot, and it's because I started. Actually, this is something I would like to work on. And I had a spout of agoraphobia again. I mean, she knows, Angelina knows that I have had these issues before, and I've told the listeners, you don't know, I used to be agoraphobic, and that doesn't mean you can't leave the house. It just means when you do, it's really hard, and sometimes you don't make it. For me. And just I got triggered, and I couldn't leave. I had to go to a hospital, and it just got me, and I couldn't do it. But I did end up taking a lift and getting this guy his bag, which is what I needed to do. And I got home, and I just was like, why was I so afraid to get in my own car and drive down there? I couldn't do it. But the one thing I could do was get in the lift. The driver drove me, and um but then for a few days after that, I was still getting that same feeling of when I have to leave the house. It's just like I can't explain it. There isn't a word for it. It's just kind of like a suspicion that the world is a horribly dark, scary place, and I need to stay home and safe in my house with my cats. I can't explain it.
What was the thing that really activated it?
Um, Let me think.
Back into like,
But a friend of ours was getting he had open heart surgery, or he put the defibrillator in his heart. Defibrillator, is that how you say it? I'm not sure. But he needed his wallet, and his brother had dropped his bag off with his wallet for me to go take up there. No problem, right? And I got my shoes on, I had his bag, I was ready to go, and I just couldn't walk out the door. And that's so often what happened with agoraphobia. I would get to the door all ready to go, purse, stuff with me and all this stuff, and I just can't walk out the door. I just sit down. But I don't
okay.
have that problem. It's still kind of in the energy of my head of going out and just being like, I don't know. I know I needed to do it a couple more times to get that back. And what Allie had taught me was kind of like an NLP therapies technique, is what she said, but it was her energy showing me how to open my solar plexus chakra. Because during what she taught me, it's another one of those things you can't explain how it's done.
Right.
Whatever she did, I felt like I was choking and I had to say something, but I didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden I did know what it was. I was terrified to say it. And I finally said it, and then I felt this. It's not fair. And I felt the sun she was trying to get me to grow in my solar plexus just went, and when I say it's
So
not fair and think
what I
about
will
that, I
say,
get better.
what I will say, and what I intended to do anyways, because this is like one of the basics of when we center to ground. So really, again, going back to coming back into being more present with our body, but really connecting in our imagination with our physical body, earthing and working so that we're coming from the lower chakras and the heart energy, right? That allows us to be more present with the feelings and the emotions to accept. And then we can transmute, which maybe many people have heard, like just transform all of that back into what is the isness of you, which is the embodiment of your light. And it's a good exercise for just about anything so there could be layers to what is bringing up this fear of going outside or interacting it because it doesn't sound like
Era.
there was one thing, but the projection, like you were saying, of your solar energy, that soul communication, that solar charge, radiant like the sun, that's actually part of the exercise. And I also picked up immediately when we got on that your soul star chakra isn't as radiant and brilliant like I felt it at different times with you. And I usually like to get that attunement going to amplify it for you to have that awareness so that
Okay.
it can help filter, like bring down more of that soul communication. So leading with the soul expression, right, which is that being in centered, heart centered, but also in the lower aspect too. And then the earth star chakra, which allows you to be more anchored. The earth star chakra is what connects us with the earth, but it also stabilizes our main chakras of the
Is it
physical.
below our feet or above our head, or where is it? Like,
The
do they say
soul
where it is?
star, so the soul star is 6 to 12 inches above
Okay.
soul star, right? And it's also connected to there are other chakras, but that's like one of the main ones that I feel like is really important. That's very inclusive with managing and stabilizing and having that divine soul expression in the physical. So
I know what you're talking about. I feel it. It doesn't feel as predominantly as normal. It's not like excited
yeah,
about
we've done
anything.
this before when we've worked
Yeah.
together in the past. We've never done like a real one-on-one with it. I've done it in the moon sessions. Because it's like go back to bring everybody back to the basics, like go back
Yeah.
to really understanding what it means to not just be like, oh, I'm like out of my body or I'm in my head too much. Well, then I need to maybe connect more from my body to the earth
Yeah.
energy. The earth star is 6 to 12 inches below. And I keep it loose as far as the exact inches and just because it's about you have cellular memory, your body and its innate wisdom knows exactly what to do. So I
It
like to,
does.
yeah, and I really like to not like get too locked into like following the chakra colors or whatever. It's more about sensing and invoking and inspiring that faith that you have the ability to sense these things and to,
Right.
to really activate them. And then i'm
Yes.
i'm doing it with the intent of using the frequencies and the vibrations that work with that so that you can connect more with being in your body as that light being. So
Yeah.
and it felt like so whenever stuff comes up, because it comes up all the time, so it's a like opportunity to practice and to center to ground and stabilize and refocus the attention on the intention, which is just to be your own calm, radiant, beautiful, awesome self. And maybe for that moment, it would have shifted your ability to just do the practice and then be able to walk out the door and work through and transmute that energy of fear in the moment from the state of grace into more of that like open fluid movement,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
grace,
Because it
right?
does feel energetically like everything closes down. Kind of
Right,
feels like
right.
my shields, porous shields, just they even like turn into these. Like, I don't know, bars. It's like they're bars. Yes,
Yeah. So, well, why don't we just go through it real
let's do it. I'm all ready.
run through, right?
I love it.
I can also feel too, so yes, around the diaphragm, like there's restriction there. But this is just like the basic 101. So go ahead and close your eyes if you want to, or because you're so psychic and sensitive, you can keep them open if you want to as well.
I like to close my eyes. I might peek.
Yeah, I always say, just close your eyes and if you feel like you want to do it open, because sometimes like as we work together and we move through things, like just picking the spot at the 45-degree angle, which allows you to go more into that subconscious meditative state and having your eyes open so that you're also activating the ability to see beyond, the
It
energies.
does happen that way. Like you get in a trance. When
Yeah,
I've watched you before, I'll go into a trance and it's like my eyeballs start watering themselves because they're just naturally, I'm like in a hypnotic state. I'm not hypnotized. I am a little bit, maybe. I want to be though.
you're in
Like
that
I
deep.
want that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and take a slow, deep, steady breath in, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the best way to have this kind of transfer down is I always suggest like you're lying back and everything, but arms and legs uncrossed is really good so
They're
that you,
uncrossed. I need to uncross my hands. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. And
So
open my
just
hands
have
up.
your
Yeah.
arms and legs uncrossed just for, right now and just fall back so that you're comfortable either sitting and anybody that's listening, make sure that if you're going along with this at all, just pull over. Don't be driving. So breathing in through the nose and slowing down the exhale out through the mouth. And I always like to place my right hand just below the belly button. And sometimes I'll put my thumb in my belly button just to really connect. And I like doing skin on
Ooh,
skin. So
yeah, I
that
gotta
way
do that.
I really say, okay, I'm here. I'm
Oh,
connecting.
I feel that. I've never thought of doing that before, but that
Yeah.
would be good for Reiki too.
Mhm. And then I like to place my left hand on my heart. So now I'm like full circuited here. I'm full, plugged into myself and my center. And to me, like you'll hear a lot of being heart centered, which, yes, the heart frequency being the universal communication and the heart brain communicating with the big brain upstairs. But I feel like being truly centered is these 2 points together communicating and having the soul expression come in a fluid state that kind of comes down between these two, and this to me is really connected as a centered being. And so as you do that and you continue to breathe in through the nose and slowing down the exhale, sense your expansion of the breath just below the belly button. And this is where you suggest and gift yourself permission to be off duty for this time. Gifting yourself permission to be authentically you. Whatever that means, no right or wrong, no judgment. Let's just leave all of that outside of this space. And then I want you to suggest to yourself that you are safe. No matter what, you are safe. And you settle in, and as you let go, you just soften into the space. And you begin to imagine activating that childlike sense of play, that creative expression, that perfect place of peace somewhere on the earth, the happy zone. It can be the beach, it can be in the mountains, it can be anywhere. It can even be in your own home, but you have this connection with the elements of the earth. And as you sense into that, you imagine that you are softening the face and just letting go within the jaw, the back of the neck, so the base of the skull, down the shoulders. And as you continue to just ease in to that perfect place of peace, imagining that there's the perfect day with the perfect temperature, and you can feel that radiant sun shining, golden energy, sunlight, reflecting and harmonizing the energy that you be. Effortlessly, you let go and sense deeper and deeper within you. And imagine that at the top of the crown of your head, effortlessly, this brilliant tranquility wave of energy starts to fill you, continuously creating space for new energy, new life, and amplifying the sense of your own unique light and vibration, the sound of you in your optimal state. So just imagine it to be so. This brilliant tranquility wave, shimmering particles of light, rainbows and colors, ribbons, delight, delight, delight. And as it moves throughout any area in the body where you may sense any tension or you're holding on, any resistance, you just breathe into that and exhale and allow space and this brilliant wave to filter anything that may be preventing you from being at peace. Cross the shoulders, lifting the burdens from the outside world, down throughout every part of you, from the head down into the toes. You are bathing in this brilliant wave, and you begin to feel more weightless, lighter, brighter, and full of radiance, activating more of the power that be you. And now on your next inhale, I want you to hold for a count of 3, and I want you to gather any distractive thoughts, any tension, anything that's not serving you, anything that you perceive to not be you. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're releasing it down the tailbones, down the legs, down the bottoms of the feet to release into the earth. And you can do that again just to really get clear and open up to the possibility that you can sense the vibration of sound that is healing, nurturing, loving. Now on your next inhale, imagine that you can breathe in the earth's vitality. So everything that you have released and will continue to release will be recycled. And now you can replenish yourself with the earth's magnetic charge, the nutrients, the soil, the minerals, the profound sense of being safe, a foundation, unconditional support. You breathe it in as you sense at the bottoms of the feet, and imagine that you're breathing it all the way in, and the energy is filling you up into your legs, up into your tailbone, into the pelvic floor, stabilizing you. More than ever before, you are feeling more centered. So really imagine that energy, invite in the colors that it may be, and allow that brilliant tranquility wave to move down into the bottoms of the feet, go back up again and meet and greet in the balance and the polarity, the sacred union of above and below, amplifying the radiance of your own unique light, a flame deep within you burning brighter, lighter. In your center, the space below the belly button, feeling a sensation of warmth. Imagine that flame, you can observe it, perceive it, feel it. Just intend it to be so, and it will be. And it moves up into the solar plexus, or the stomach area. And it's allowing you to be more radiant like the sun. You feel that solar charge amplifying deep within your core. Radiant like the sun, you shine out and project it even more. Projecting it out so you can sense it at the edge of your own energy field. And it moves back up, this radiant light, moving up into the heart, allowing your heart to feel that greater sense of peace and joy. Just imagine it to be so, in that perfect place of peace, as you continue to just let go. And now I want you to imagine that you are overflowing with this brilliant wave of light from the top of the crown all the way down into the tailbone and back up again. It moves up all the way up through the heart, the throat, the third eye, and shooting out the top of the crown in all directions. You are this amazing, brilliant fountain of youth, a geyser of abundance, and it's allowing you to clear you, to amplify your natural state of being in flow, in harmony, a 360-degree sphere of light. From head to toe and all around, from within, projecting out at that perfect space and that perfect place. You are brilliance. You are brilliant. You are divine, and you are worthy of this experience. Really connecting from that center place, that solar energy from the center of your being, connecting with the edge of that radiant sphere that you be. Effortlessly, you flow naturally. And as I count from 1 to 3, effortlessly, you will come back to me feeling more calm, more stable, more clear, more balanced, more aware of the soul essence and the expression of your divine being, light in the physical, the divine gift of being in the human form. 1, beginning to feel that tingling sensation at the bottoms of the feet, moving up through you. You really sense the nutrients in the foundation of the earth, up into the legs. You imagine whatever color is perfect for you, into the tailbone, into the hips, into the pelvic floor, stabilizing you. You are safe. You are stable. You are rooted in this space. Just below the belly button, you imagine that flame of eternal youth, the power that be you burning brighter, lighter, and extending that, expanding that as we go to 2 effortlessly. You can shine that solar energy, reflecting like the sun, the power, your power, as it moves up into the heart, wide open, radiant, loving unconditionally, deserving of this, opening you up even more for that clarity, for that embodiment of being you. And 3, effortlessly coming back to you, coming back to me, opening your eyes, opening your eyes, opening your eyes.
I have to.
You do. We're going to do the next part with your eyes open. You got some kitty love in there. She almost knocked me over. Or he.
I am very relaxed.
If you want to
And
relax, you can put your hands
no,
down.
you keep going. I'm ready. This is great. I'm
Okay,
like in a
but if you want
totally
to,
different state of mind that I was before I started. My thumb's gonna be in my belly button all day.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you feel like you just want to open up, that's fine too. I just like to start, like, especially if I'm in like up in the head too much, or if I'm starting to feel like the sensation of overwhelm, I'm like, okay, I've got to connect. It's like, boom, get back to my body, start telling myself, suggesting myself, feeling into my body, like what's going on, let's make it clear. And I just go into that simple center to ground. So, what I want to do with you is spark up a little bit more of that communication between the Earth Star,
Okay.
which we didn't do a full one of that. This was just like the base, right? And the light energy that is coming down is the essence of your soul communication. The soul star is, when you tap into the Akashic records, and it has, you're there a lot because you 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 do what you do. You're the psychic, and
Persisting.
you've got your guides and your angels and all of that, and that's what is channeling and bringing that down, as well as there is another chakra above that helps us more with the galactic perspective. But sometimes what can happen is that we stay up there too much instead of really being in the embodiment of us, and like if we don't have that true connection. So I always recommend doing the earthing thing and being in nature, because that is the actual electrons coming into the body and just naturally bringing in that circadian and that movement of the energy that we need to keep our battery running on a physics level, right? So that's great. But when you can't get outside and when you're doing the things all the time, like this is what I do. It's like center to ground. And because we have that cellular memory, so we can activate it when we imagine it and go into it. And every time we do it, it's just like you're working the muscle, you're strengthening it. And it helps, I think, as well, just be that clear conduit and that finely tuned instrument that is in complete resonance with the essence that our individual essence is. And so what I want to do is amplify I'm going to start with the Earth Star chakra. And if you can't hear the vibrations, just imagine that you can feel them and that it's possible. Because I don't know if I've ever jumped over with you where I project my energy, and well, we'll do that after maybe and see how that goes. But let's start first. So if you want to do this, I feel like I want you to do it with your eyes open.
Okay.
Is that okay? So if you want to sit up more, you can, or just lean back and
Yeah,
do it.
I'll have to fix my camera because Cat did do some damage. Hold on. I think this will be better and I can sit up and okay. Yes, I can sit up now.
Yeah, you can sit up now.
Crooked, but that's all right. I'm kind of crooked anyway.
So put your feet on the ground just for this exercise. After that, you can kind of play with cross-legged, because I do it cross-legged too, and I like to get comfortable. But if I'm really, really wanting to like have it settle in more because I'm just struggling that day, then I'll put both my feet on the ground, right?
Okay.
Okay. And so go ahead and take a slow, deep, steady breath in and go automatically into that sacred space. All right. When you're there, let me know.
I feel like
You're there again?
uh
Your happy place. Okay, what I want you to do now is go ahead and imagine, just for the sake of doing it, go breathe in and hold for a count of 3. So you're just going to imagine that you're exhaling. After, when you exhale everything that you just want to clear right now, and release it down the tailbone, down the legs, down the bottoms of the feet to be recycled into the earth. And then this time, I want you to imagine again breathing in through the bottoms of the feet. So bring your awareness and your attention to the space at the bottoms of your feet.
it's almost like I can't get enough breathing when I do that. Like I want to inhale forever.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So bring that awareness now at the bottoms of the feet. And what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you're really feeling the vibration, the magnetic charge from the core of the earth, but I want you to tap into. So you're choosing to call out the Earth Star chakra.
Okay.
Okay. And let me know when you pick something up, when you sense it.
I feel like my feet are they're tingling in the centers, and then it went reached out to like the balls and heels. And
Okay.
I feel like they're both going down to something, but I don't know what it is. I guess
Okay.
it's yeah.
So what I want you to do is um, ask to see it visually, get the
Okay.
color. So you're sensing it. And the best way to bring clarity is to ask the question, yes or no. Is this it? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
getting yellow.
Okay, you're getting yellow. Okay, so people have different colors all the time. So go back in again. And what I want you to do is I want you to bring whatever color it is. Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's brown, sometimes it's red. You're getting yellow. My question now would be, is it golden yellow?
It's just kind of a boring yellow. There's nothing great about it. I love yellow. So it's just
You
kind of
love
like a bad painted wall of yellow.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to add more light to it and I want you to give it that golden energy, golden
Okay.
spark. Okay. The fork just went off on that. That was great. And clarify, am I attuned to the Earth Star chakra?
I get yes.
Okay. So breathe that in. How was that when you changed the color a little bit?
It's really strong feeling coming up through my feet,
Okay.
like coming all the way up and through. It's
Yeah.
like what it feels
I
like.
want you to have
My
it. Bring
feet
it
are
up.
on tingling like crazy.
Okay, great. So bring it into the pelvic floor and like stabilize it, intentionally stabilize yourself so that you sense that vibration up into that tailbone.
Okay.
And if you feel like it's too much, then just bring the energy back down to the bottoms of your feet and just communicate.
No, it's all tingling now, just like where you told me to take it. It's all tingling like the bottom of my feet, but my bottoms of my feet are more so.
Okay. Do you feel overly, the reason why this is important is because sometimes what happens is people's energies can drag because we over densify to make up for maybe being out here or not being grounded. So the key is to be in your center in order to ground. So it's like you
I feel
imagine,
the most I feel the most pressure, I guess you could call it pressure or sensation right here in my solar plexus and in the bottom of my feet. And I
okay,
feel tingling coming all the way up to my hips.
okay, great. Okay, so does that feel like a stable energy for you?
It does. If I even sat up, I feel clear-minded. I feel at peace, but I feel like
Do you feel
not at all
taller?
afraid of anything, really.
Okay,
You
good.
know,
Do you feel taller? Do you feel taller?
calmer.
Taller?
I do feel taller. I sat up and everything. I do. I feel like
Okay, so
stronger.
good, good. Okay, so from this point, so the Earth Star chakra is important because it stabilizes the other chakras of what is the physical form, right? What ends up being the physical form. So the main chakra is the seven in the body, but we have a lot more than that too. And so what I want you to do now is bring your attention and your awareness back up to the top of the crown, and I want you to sense about 6 to 12 inches. You know, some say it's 12, some say it's 6, whatever. Just
That's what you said.
put your put your attention on your intention and you intend to connect with the soul star. When you're crystal clear about what you intend, then it gets what is right for you, right? Okay, so there we go. Yours is really woo, active.
Yeah, it just popped up.
It's very active. So you
Saw when you did that, I saw a silhouette of a woman and a child on like in the desert. It was just a silhouette of them at a sunset when you hit the
awesome.
um really vivid. Yeah.
Connect with the color and the tone. Usually it's like a brilliant white light. Sometimes it has the golden essence pouring down,
It does
but
feel white. It does totally feel
okay.
white. Yeah.
So really, when we were doing the tranquility wave, there's a combination of things, but I want you to really, allow that soul communication, which is your energetic soul essence, to come down. Just allow that energy, that attunement to come down and fill you again, just like we did before. But really, you're clear about connection with the essence that be you, the soul communication, like down into the center of the brain, down at the back of the skull.
I
The
can feel my pulse everywhere you named, right when you named it. My
Yeah, the
pulse.
base of the skull down the back, and it kind of comes through. And, we have this high heart energy as well, which allows for that divine communication. But the soul expression, I want you to feel the soul energy. It's going to go throughout you from top to bottom. I want you to really allow that sort of river of source self to come down through the heart, through the solar plexus, and I often get the information there as well, that soul communication through that solar plexus. But, you can bring it down too, yeah, to connect with the whole being. So it's up and down all around. It's this amazing, like oneness that is very fluid. And I want you to expand your awareness now so that you sense the soul star chakra and you also sense your being present in your physical form, centered, and you feel that awesome magnetic support from the earth star chakra, stabilizing every aspect of your being, from soul to earth energy, that divine human expression, balanced, stable, and clear. Whew. How you doing?
I feel great. I'm glad you did the balancing me out because I was about to go shoot off into the space.
I know.
Like I felt so light, I felt so
Yeah.
like, and then
So
you grounded me. So like by bringing it back down and then everything
yeah,
just
that's really where the power
is
begins. Really
beautiful.
when we
This is like
master.
soul speak. This is like soul speaking or something. That's what I would call it. I don't know what to call it,
That's
right?
actually, that's the beginning of really like hearing your soul vibration, your
Yeah, I felt it.
notes,
Yeah.
all of that, and then it works into, the movements of the sound current of the unified field and all that, this other like quantum stuff that's really cool with what goes on. But in its simplest form, have we never done that together?
No.
Okay,
That
so
was
there's
just wonderful. I want the listeners or watchers, look in my eyes. Like I don't know how I looked before, but I am so like
it's a little
great.
bit like the coloring's a little hazy because of the lighting, but
Yeah, I just want them to see how clear my eyes are. Usually I'm kind of
yeah.
No, this
Oh,
really I feel it going still flowing and just in place is what it feels like. That's a good
right.
phrase for it. It's in place. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like I could totally go anywhere right now and I don't feel any kind of hesitation whatsoever in my heart or my solar plexus. Honest to God, I don't feel it. I don't feel like there's no little but that's what I usually feel and I feel it in my solar plexus. Sometimes in my heart, but usually it's in my solar plexus. But I don't feel that right now. It's like it actually sounds kind of fun, which is normal, for me. Like
Yeah.
I have to go out and do some errands. So I was like, I didn't want to do. I've been putting it off all day, and now I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go do those.
Okay, we're gonna do one more thing.
Okay,
Just so you can have that experience. Because guess who's here? So a lot of people affiliate the Soul Star chakra is affiliated with Metatron, which is the 1111, and la 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 la. But nobody talks about Serafina. Well, that's not true. I don't know if nobody does,
you
but
do.
I don't hear about Serafina as much as I do Metatron, which
Right, right.
Serafina is the feminine energy that is the grace of source. And um, there is a perception that we are all just variations of angelic presence or the seraphs, which, Seraphina is the six-winged presence. And so this beautiful, have you ever experienced her? I don't, So the
In your sessions, I have, yes.
okay, you have. That's what I
That's
thought.
why I
So
got excited. I was like, oh, she's calling.
yeah, so she's been coming up a lot the last couple days. And it's not that Metatron's not around, but because they are like masculine, feminine, masculine, masculine,
Okay,
feminine.
kind of like Uriel Ariel kind of thing, or
Yeah, so they govern the soul star chakra, and she's the grace, the spirit, the essence, the soul energy that comes through. And Metatron is, the Platonic shapes, bringing it. He's the expression of matter, the spirit into matter.
okay,
He is the spirit and the grace that comes through, that fluid state of grace that we want to really harness and that we can. Um, and in the physical form, right? And so it just softens things. She's very fierce in her energy, but not like, ugh, but more like this soft, beautiful, but yet woo, kind of like
yeah,
boom, like, just powerful, beautiful sense of grace that can move
yeah,
through things and wield things. And, then Metatron comes in and actually creates the manifestation of it in its physical form. And so they balance one another. But she's been like last night when we were talking about doing this, and I was a little bit hesitant on it. Serafina came in and she's been working with me a lot because I've been needing that softness in working through some of my own personal like insecurities, emotional, blocks, blah, 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 like just needing that sense of kind of like nudge in a graceful manner or just putting my mind. So the other thing about Metatron is he helps take the negative thought patterns and move them into a positive light. Well,
okay,
yeah, so she's back there fueling that though too. And I feel like she's more of the essence of the emotional state of well-being. So again, going back to the state of grace. So
yeah.
how long, when was the last time you worked with her?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. It's been a long time since it was in a moon session.
So yeah, I haven't done a moon session in over a year. I stopped doing them.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. Um,
I can feel her. I just now
yeah,
feel her
she's
now.
coming. Okay, I was just about to say you can feel her.
I felt her in my heart. I just this joy and happy to be here. She was,
Yeah, so
you
go
know.
ahead and just allow her to come through. Just gonna use, sorry if that was a little loud or intense, but okay, she's aligned now fully with you. So she'll come in different ways. Yeah, she just has this like sparkle, soft, but really like, whew, like direct.
She's dazzling. Yeah, she's kind of
Yeah.
dazzling, but not in a flashy way, you know.
So what I would like you to do is I would like you to take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, I want you to imagine that her grace is moving through your heart, from the back of the heart to the front of the heart, out through the front. So you might even feel it coming down the base of the skull, down into, going down where your wings take flight between the shoulder blades, or just where that knot is, the C7 knot. But I don't know if you know what that is, but
I do.
yeah, okay. So down through that. So feeling that her alignment coming down the base of the skull, down into the neck, down into that C7 point between the shoulder blades, and then moving through the heart energy a little bit, just so she can really, she's wanting to have that go down. She's also going to run the energy down the spine, and just to keep that fluid movement of grace through every chakra of the main chakra of your being. So take another deep breath in and just soften. Allow your diaphragm, because you've got a little bit of tension you hold there. So I want you to intention,
Definitely.
yeah, as you're imagining the grace energy flowing out, like brilliant little beautiful white butterflies with golden wingtips, just fluttering out to allow that sensation of soft movement. And then allowing that energy to soften and feel the expansive weightlessness, being like weightless water in a way where, you're allowing the space within the diaphragm as you're breathing in. You just feel softness between the rib cage, the intercostal muscles, all that stuff. There we go. Okay, good. So how does that feel? Or what do you sense with her energy?
I feel my heart and my third eye really strongly. When she first came in, it was like laughter, kind of, but like a sweet, bubbly laughter, that kind of
Ah,
chuckle, not a chuckle, but like a giggle.
yeah,
And
giggle.
I saw like energetically like stars, like sparkling around, and and then now I'm feeling just, you can tell my voice is a little deeper. It's like I feel, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I feel energetic but calm.
Okay.
Energetic as in a, like, my mind feels calmer and I feel like doing something
Yeah,
with my,
I'm getting creative spark.
motivated. I have some motivation. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel,
I feel her in here though the most, and in
yeah,
my feet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a creative spark that, the expression of creativity,
Yeah.
So that's like the gift, right? So this is the gift is to have that sensation of creative expression, the creativity, because
That's why I felt like doing something. That's what I meant by that. Not just any old thing, but and something creative, like a podcast.
or something different for you,
I'm
something
just saying.
else. I don't know why.
I might play my piano or my guitar or
Yeah,
something like
I'm
that. Is
getting
kind of what I feel
something.
like doing.
I'm getting something green too, like a very beautiful green color coming through.
Do you feel
Um,
it like through here? Because it feels like it's helping my neck tension.
yeah, it's hopefully, yeah, that's Raphael. He's coming in now.
He works with me a lot. Like
Yeah,
he when
he's
I ask
coming
him
in to
to.
help relieve some of the structural pressure in that's happening in your brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like I would suggest wherever you're at, because we're not in the same place. Like if you were with me here, I'd be like, oh, we're gonna do some cranial poses. But if you look into doing some cranial sacral, that might help, especially
Okay.
physical pressure, which can also be. Are you feeling lighter around the head?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's almost empty. There's still a little. There's always stuff going on back in here, but I
Yeah,
can't
I
help
feel like you've got like you need, like, it feels like cranial sacral will help with that too. Like
it.
that's
Okay.
good for, the cerebral spinal fluid and just the structure and the way that like the alignment, the skeletal alignment. And then the only other thing I'm curious about, because that kind of like sums it up in like your session, is I want to come over to see if you can actually feel me. Because
Okay.
we've never done
I
this.
love doing that. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, I
Okay.
close my eyes. Are you coming?
Okay.
Did you touch my hands? I feel,
I'm like tickling, I'm sort of like feathering your aura
I
because,
felt you something touched my hands. It felt like you went like this, like grabbed at them.
yeah, I'm doing this because your aura is so like rock star right now. You've got this like really good sphere happening. So I'm just kind of like, okay, she's really powerful and strong. But can you feel it? Okay, I'm gonna come in a little bit more.
I feel it right through here in this energetic area.
Huh?
In this, like, this area, I feel you, but it feels like your arms are kind of like going through my arms, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Get any colors? Sometimes people get colors with me or they just feel my energetics.
I just see black with like lines, black
Okay.
lines going up and down,
Okay. Interesting.
and white, like zebra, like a zebra. I
That makes me think of the elders. What is
see
black?
an ear. When you said the elders, I just saw a green ear. I don't usually see, like, it wasn't imagination seeing, it was behind my eyes. Saw a green ear. Like it
Yeah,
was listening.
there's that's just because you're psychic.
I
But you're
like that.
probably picking up things that are like my guides and stuff like that.
Maybe, yeah. And I see that ear again. That is really weird. It has a big lobe. It has like a big earlobe. It's a little shaped differently than a human ear. And it has a, like, the lobe is a little like rounded, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how can you tell it's me?
I don't know. I can't tell, but I know your energetic signature and I knew you were going to, but I didn't know it was you. I couldn't tell it was you.
Okay.
I just could feel like energy around me pushing, you know,
So what do
like
you think the black and the white is?
bars.
Ooh, bars.
Like, they're green though now. They're kind of changing. When I close my eyes, they're black and white, but when I open my eyes, they kind of change into green vines.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because there's depth, there's spaces in between, and when they come vines, they're still straight, but they're kind of looser, you
Yeah.
know?
I think you're
So,
picking you might be picking up on either. Oh, here it's like coming through. So it's the energies of like the Kali energy and it's Gayate.
is that
The
the ear?
that felt more like yeah, that's the ear. So you're picking up on a lot of the Chokmayawa. You remember
Okay.
her.
Yes, of course I
Chokmayawa,
do.
she tuta, she sha newe she a le we tito a newe isha tuta te sho me we she tu. Ishu a eweleli ni a. So it's more of that earthly, like,
Yeah, that makes sense. That whatever, I don't know how that makes sense, but what I just heard come out of you goes with that green ear. I can't explain
the,
it. Yeah.
yeah, I can't put it into a language because it's eshtek tutara shi tutara na ayasute shi una awe ishuta ewele ina. So like we're just kind of finishing the last bit of your energy and grounding
It
it more.
feels like a blessing and a seal. It feels
Yeah,
like
it
a blessing and a seal.
is.
I
It's
don't know those things, but I felt it like a
yeah,
stain.
it is.
This is like
It's so
it's like
what it's
put
doing
here.
is it's bringing the earthly. It's so it's a mixture of itukta ishino u shetikte una shito a siwele I. It's it's the energy of I call it Gayate as well. So sometimes like instead of like light language, which comes, it comes and goes in different forms and it can be sometimes different galactics that I've worked with. But it's the tonal aspects. And I don't know, are you feeling it energetically?
Yes, very much when you say
Yeah.
it. Yes.
So but it's like it's this power transference that's coming through, and it's like my energy and everything that I am and ever was, and the communion of the Gaiate, which is the earth energy, and also like where I'm at now, which Chokmayawa is her energy because I'm in New Orleans, right? So it's all of
Yeah.
that channel and that portal. And in a way, it's kind of like we are also sending the vibration up into where you are.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
to warm up.
yeah, well, we've
Yeah.
talked about that too, which maybe we can talk about another time, but just locations and being
Yes, we need to
in
talk about that.
resonance with them and
Yeah.
like uh having that connection with the earth and wherever you're at and the ley
Yeah.
line.
It really makes a difference when you explained all that, listeners and watchers, when she talked to me about being in touch with Louisiana and getting in touch with Alabama at the time. I did work with that, and when I finally felt like I could get in touch with Alabama, I did get a message. But when I moved to Nashville, she suggested I like feel more of Nashville, and she said, "Remember what I told you about Orleans having a personality in a city and
Yeah,
this area?" And then I did get names. I got two names for Nashville, and I get the personalities for them because they're
yeah,
separated by the river.
yeah.
They're two different sides.
Yeah, and Chokmaiwa is like the feminine energy of the swamp energy of where I'm at in New Orleans, which is nearby you. And so
Oh, there's masculine and feminine. Maybe that's what the thing is. Because I get
yeah.
Ashweya and Ashaweya.
Mhm.
And I think the Ashaweya, I'm not sure. I think the Ashaweya is on the east and Ashweya is on the west of the river. And I don't feel Ashweya that much, but I feel Ashaweya because I'm on that side, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so.
Now
Also,
she feels more feminine. That feels more feminine to me. Ashawaya. Ashawaya. Or I don't know. I see it written down. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. We'll be,
Ashawaya. Yeah,
we'll be
Ashawaya.
channeling it in energy. Yeah, I mean, there's a masculine energy that I work with here that comes from, he's more like shamanic, like in
That makes sense.
traditional, like, uh, but he comes and goes, and
Yeah.
Iowa is really like the energy of here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's I guess another
It's
conversation.
amazing, y'all. If you try
So
to get in touch
I
with
had
where
to
you're
finish
from,
that.
that is just amazing. Yeah. To do that. And Angelina, I want to thank you so much for this session. I mean, what would you guys call this? I'll put up like a little poll or in the comments
Well,
if you
I
can
mean,
think
what
of
I
what to call this. What
no, I
kind of
mean,
healing is
I
this?
call it
You feel
I
it's
call it
all kinds of stuff.
yeah, I call it angelic energy work.
It is. It is. That's one thing it is too, but it's a lot of things. It's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of things. And it's just, I feel so much clearer and grounded, and I'm not worried about anything, which is a lot of what gets me in my head. I worry and I can't control it. So I just worry about it. And then I'll just kind of stash it up in the compartment with all the worries. And that compartment's overflowing right now. But not now, not right now. It was before this podcast, but now I'm even talking more slowly. I feel more in touch with what I want to say, what I want to do, and my intentions. I also feel like I'm talking more strongly with my voice. Let's see. My hand tremor is even pretty good, and I haven't taken anything for it today. So that's pretty good. That's pretty amazing physically. That's just great. Usually it's, so thank you, Angelina. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners or watchers about this? Where can they find you?
Oh, inclusivehealing.com. Or you can email me at angelina@inclusivehealing.com.
That's right. Get her. Yeah, she's worth it.
Yeah.
Everything she offers is amazing. And that's just, she do it all. She does it all.
Yeah,
It's just,
this was more on that like quantum level of
I love it. And that works for me. It works really
yeah.
well for me. And it works for
Sometimes
everyone. Yeah. Angelina energy.
every,
It
every session's a little bit different. It just depends on
is.
the person.
Everyone.
Yeah, sometimes it's
It's
just building that because you're already psychic, like, and really sensitive when it comes to like all the clairs and you obviously you felt the telesthesia, the energy of me projecting my energy over and all of
yeah.
that. Like not everybody is at that level, and I will say this much, that's okay. As long as
Yeah.
you have the open mind and the faith and the willingness to, allow yourself to develop that muscle, it's possible.
And I
If you,
do want to say one other thing about this session. The putting my hand in my finger in my belly button and my hand on my bushy and then my left hand on my heart, like that felt so amazing. And when I did that, and holding it, I mean, that's something I'm going to do the rest of my life. I think that with the finger in the belly button really makes a big difference. I don't know why, but I've always often laid like that, laid down and just will do Reiki. And that's what happened. I had the Reiki rumble, and I always call it the Reiki rumble in my stomach when I do Reiki, but it wasn't where it usually is with Reiki. It was up high, like up here, where with Reiki is lower. And it went here and it went like lower, but it didn't go in the middle like it does with Reiki. So that's interesting, the gurgling. But that's what I mean by the Reiki rumble. I get these gurgle, most people do. When they get Reiki, they get these rumbling stomachs, or when they offer Reiki.
that's the body releasing. That's the body relaxing and releasing. It's going more
Isn't
into
it wonderful? It's
yeah.
wonderful.
It's the deep relaxation going into the parasympathetic state. So the
It's
body,
great.
the stomach will groggle a little bit or
It feels really good, yeah, when it
starts
does
to
it.
release. Yeah,
It
that's
is, yeah,
part
because something's releasing, yeah. And I
of
hold a lot there anyway. So anyway, Angelina, thank you so much. I'll put her information in the description of the podcast. And listeners and watchers, first of all, I want to thank Everclear. Everclear is our sponsor. It's an advice app and website, everclear.com, where you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve, with a psychic advisor or an empathic advisor or both, and lots more. It's a great place. And I'm an advisor on there named Lisa P, Leesa P. And Angelina, I just want to say thank you again, and you're welcome back anytime. You know that.
Thank
And listeners and watchers, I'd love to hear if you do this with us. If you have an issue that you think like you do this session on your own, not driving, uh, because we'll put you like into a state if it works for you, and it will. I'm telling you, it will. But try it and leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And if you have any ideas for what this could be called or what you're what this is, the names for what you do, just tell us what you do and what you call it. Describe it if you need a name. Maybe somebody else will name it. And thank you again, listeners and watchers. I love you. Misty loves you, and she's existing. She's going to pick up mom this weekend, so for a time indicator, or for a time, yes, indicator, Hartzell. I'm sorry, she's in Hartzell. And so she won't be at the podcast this weekend, but I have a guest host, so guest co-host, so we'll see how that goes. And lastly, again, I said lastly like 16 times. So this is 17th lastly. Love you, Angelina.
Love you too, Bay.
My love listeners and watchers. And everybody have a wonderful time wherever you may be. Peace
Be
out.
well. Bye.
Bye. Oh, and the
Oh,
tech.
sweet Lisa, I hear the beauty in you. I feel the energy moving through you, Lisa.
I want to summarize this podcast because it's been 3 days since Angelina did her session with me. She did it on a Friday, and today is Monday, and it is close to Thanksgiving in 2024. I don't know what day it is, never do. But if you watched this, then you'll find this interesting, I think. But on Saturday night, I went over to some guy's house with Eric, my boyfriend, again. And hopefully it's going to be good from now on. I think it is great. He's a great guy, guys. I love this guy. He's just something. But Angelina just really straightened up my energy, and I felt good. And I played my best with dudes. I don't usually always enjoy playing with men because they tell me what to do, honestly, and I don't need to be told what to do. I can figure it out. And this whole band is like that. We all just figure out what we're doing, and it's amazing. When we played with them, I had no self-consciousness. There was a little touch of it at first. Like I felt like, oh, I got that feeling. Oh, these are dudes. These are dudes. They're not going to like me. They're going to tell me what to do. But they didn't. And I jammed, and Eric jammed. We all jammed, and we had a great time. I think they did. And Sunday, I just had the most beautiful day with Eric. And I've just felt really centered, and I can still, this morning I laid with my hand on my heart, and my thumb wasn't in my belly button, but I had my left hand on my sacral, and I could really feel that connection again. But the weirdest part was when I was mixing this podcast, the minute I heard Angelina slip into the session and start talking in that voice, if you listen to this more than once, you'll see when she switches into it, if you've listened to it once and it worked for you in some way, as soon as she starts talking again, it works for me right away. I feel like I'm in that place that I was right after the session, just from the beginning of listening to it. It's freaking magical. Thank you, Angelina. Thank you, listeners.